Hi everyone, my name is Beth, and today I am going to um, do some review about the TEAS exam. So I'm going to take the TEAS test in 2 weeks, and I I find this Quizlet guide very helpful because this person has 5-star review, and so I decided to make a PowerPoint on her Quizlet study guide. So this is going to be about science section, and it has 87 terms. Um, so I think this one will be very helpful in order for us to pass the TEAS exam. The first question is know the scientific method. So scientific method includes identify the problem, ask question, develop a hypothesis, and collect data and experiment on that data. And the next one, or the fifth method, is to analyze the result. Okay, next question is what are the two types of measurement important in science? It is the quantitative and qualitative measurement. Next question, what is the name of the structure that prevents food from entering the airway? The answer is epiglottis. I've taken the TEAS before, and then I think as far as I can remember, these words came out in the test, or these questions rather. Okay, next one. Which substance makes up the pads that provide support between the vertebrae? And the answer is cartilage. Next, the two criteria for classifying epithelial tissue are cell layers and cell shape. So I would remember that cell layers and cell shape. Where is the parathyroid gland located? So as we know that parathyroid is located in our neck. And how many organ systems are in the human body? There are 11 organ systems in the human body. Then, which element within the respiratory system is responsible for removing foreign matter from the lungs? The answer is cilia. Um, Organized from high to low, the hierarchy of the human body structure is as follows. We have the organism, organ system, organs, tissues, and which comes next? The answer is cells. Okay, what is the name of the process in the lungs by which oxygen is transported from the air to the blood? The answer is diffusion. And which gland is responsible for the regulation of calcium levels? The answer is parathyroid gland. Next is which section of the digestive system is responsible for water reabsorption? The answer would be large intestine. Yes. Go find Pippa in there. Okay, this is my daughter. Come and go back in there now. Go play with Ate Amy with the train. The blocking pathogens. Sorry. This question. Blocking pathogens that cause disease is the responsibility of the integumentary system. When are the parasympathetic nerves active within the nervous system? The answer is when an individual is either resting or eating. Which of the following best describes the relationship between the circulatory system and the integumentary system? It's a removal of excess heat from the body. Okay, the next question. Once blood has been oxygenated, it travels through the pulmonary veins, through the left atrium, and then through the mitral valve before entering to the left ventricle. Okay, next question. The part of the human excretory system most responsible for maintaining normal body temperature is the sweat glands. So just remember that maintaining normal body temperature, you just think about sweat glands. Okay. A part of which body system controls fluid loss, protects deep tissues, and synthesizes vitamin D. It's the integumentary system. So we get vitamin D from the sun, right? So think of it as the integumentary system or the skin. Okay, there are 3 insects that are being compared under a microscope as a scientist, you decide that measuring them would be an important part of recording their data. Which unit of measurement would be best for this situation? The answer would be micrometers. It's used to measure like microscopic organisms. Next question, the respiratory systems, the respiratory system blank oxygen and blank carbon dioxide. The answer would be delivers and expels. So again, I'll repeat the question. The respiratory system delivers oxygen and expels carbon dioxide. What is the name of any substance that stimulates the production of antibodies? It's the antigen. Okay, which group of major parts and organs make up the immune system? So there are like at least 5. We have the lymphatic system, the spleen, tonsils, thymus, and bone marrow. Yes. Okay, which cannot exist in RNA? The answer is thymine. In which of the following muscle types are the filaments arranged in disorderly manner? The answer is smooth muscle. Okay, next question. Which hormone is produced by the pineal gland? Melatonin. I used to read this as pineal, but I heard one of my biology teacher read this as pineal. So that's how I pronounce it. Okay, which of the following best describes a section that divides the body into equal right and left parts? The answer is mid-sagittal. So, like when you do like this left and right part are called mid-sagittal portion. In the development of genetic traits, one gene must match to one protein for the traits to develop correctly. So in developing the development of genetic traits, one gene must match to the protein for the traits to develop correctly. Okay, so in here I have some choices. Which of the following is not composed of skeletal muscle? We have the quadriceps, uterus, triceps, and gastrocnemius. So the answer is uterus, because uterus is, I think it's a smooth muscle. Okay, which of the following can be found in the dorsal cavity of the body? We have the heart, testis, stomach, and spine. The answer is spine. It's dorsal, which is like back portion. Okay, which of the following best describes the careful ordering of molecules in solid that have a fixed shape? The answer is crystalline order. Okay, next question. Which of the following structures move downward during inspiration? It's the diaphragm. So when you inhale, the diaphragm moves downward. Okay. Which of the following describes the transport network that is responsible for the transference of proteins throughout a cell? The answer is endoplasmic reticulum. So I guess if like you see this in the TEAS exam about the transference of proteins throughout the cell, then you would automatically think of endoplasmic reticulum. Sorry, my English is not really that great, but I just wanted to make this video so I can watch it over and over again at night, and I don't have to like worry about reading stuff. I can just watch it on my phone. Next question. During the anaphase of mitosis, the blank originally in pairs separate from their daughters and move to the opposite ends of the cell. So the answer is chromosomes. So again, during the anaphase of mitosis, the chromosomes originally in pairs separate from their daughters and move to the opposite ends of the cell. Okay, what is the correct lung's anatomy? So the right lung has 3 lobes. The right lung has 3 lobes, and the left lung has 2 lobes. Okay, and next question. All the following belong together except which of the following? Is it the ventricle, alveoli, atrium, or septum? So the alveoli do not belong with the rest of them, the choices. Okay, next question. A blank is the physical and visible expression of a genetic trait. The answer is phenotype. Means physical. Okay, I would just remember physical phenotype. Okay. And then which system's primary function is to release hormones? Endocrine. So the endocrine system's primary function is to release hormones. The heart is located in which of the following areas? It's the thoracic or the chest cavity. Is it in the pelvic, abdominal, or thoracic? So as we know that heart is inside the thoracic cavity. Again, a substance is considered acidic if it has a pH of less than which of the following? I guess they didn't put the choices in here, but a substance is considered acidic if it has a pH of 7 or less than 7. Which of the following choices best describes the location of the trachea in relation to the esophagus? Is it lateral, anterior, posterior, or dorsal? The answer is anterior. So the trachea is anterior to the esophagus. Okay. A triple beam balance would show the units of measurement in which forms? So gram. Triple beam balance. Grams. Okay, next one. Which of the following best describes a section that divides the body into equal upper and lower portions? So up and down, upper and lower portion, we call it transverse. Okay. Next question. Sending messages about the correct sequence of proteins in DNA is the job for RNA. Sending messages, RNA. Okay. Which of the following do catalysts alter to control the rate of a chemical reaction? It's the activation energy. Okay. How many layers of skin do humans have? We have 3 layers. I think as far as I can remember, we have the epidermis, dermis, and I'll leave it up to you, the last one. Okay. So which item below is part of the circulatory system? So I forgot to write the choices, but the answer is brain. So sorry, the heart. Heart is the part of the circulatory system. Which item below is not a part of the digestive system? So I guess if you see an item listed below and there's a brain, then you should choose the brain because it doesn't belong to the digestive system. Okay, primary function is the center of the communication in the body. It's the work of the nervous system. Okay, primarily responsible for helping the body breathe is the work or the job for the respiratory system. Which system helps fight illness? As we all know that we learned this in our biology class, that our immune system helps fight illnesses, right? Okay. Which item is in the following list is not one of the major types of bones in the body? Is it the dense bone, long bone, short bone, or irregular? Okay, so the dense bone is not one of the major types of bones in the body. Okay, which of the following bone types is embedded in tendons? It's the sesamoid bone. Okay, because I think it's in joints, yeah. Okay, you and a lab partner, this is a situational question. You and a lab partner will be completing a scientific experiment measuring the mass of chewed gum after 1 minute chewing in increments. Which lab experiment will you most likely use? I would answer. The answer is triple beam balance. Which of the following is not a product of respiration? Glucose. Glucose is not a product of respiration. Which blood vessel contains the least oxygenated blood? It's the pulmonary artery. So less oxygenated blood is the pulmonary artery. Which layer of the heart contains striated muscle fibers for contraction of the heart? It's the myocardium. So remember that striated muscle, it's the myocardium. Okay, next question. Which blood vessel carries oxygenated blood back to the heart? It's the pulmonary vein. Which part of the cell is often called the cell powerhouse because it provides energy for cellular functions. So I remember this in my PE class that mitochondria is the powerhouse or powerhouse of the cell. Yeah. Okay. What function do ribosomes serve within the cell? Ribosomes are responsible for protein synthesis. Cells differentiate so that simple, non-specialized cells can become highly specialized cells. So they are the specialized cells. How is meiosis similar to mitosis? Okay, they're similar in such a way that both of them occur in humans, other animals, and plants. So this next question is fill in the blanks. Blank carries genetic information from blank to the cell cytoplasm. So RNA carries genetic information from DNA to the cell cytoplasm. So RNA and DNA. The majority of nutrient absorption occurs in the small intestine. Okay, so the majority of nutrient absorption occurs in the small intestine. Okay, next question. The DNA should blank so that daughter cells have the same amount of DNA material after cell division. So the DNA should replicate so that the daughter cells have the same amount of DNA material after cell division. Okay, next question. What basic molecular unit enable hereditary information to be transmitted from parent to offspring? The answer is genes. Genes, not Jeans. So I hope I pronounce it right. Then which of the following characteristics in a person characteristics in part of a person's genotype? So it's the CFTR genes that causes cystic fibrosis. So the choices are brown eyes that appear hazel in the sunlight, CFTR genes that causes cystic fibrosis, black hair that grows rapidly, and being a fast runner. The answer is CTFR genes that causes cystic fibrosis. Where is the interstitial fluid found? It is found in the tissues around the cell. Interstitial. Okay, which type of the cell secrete antibodies? We have the plasma cell. That's why we know, like the pandemic that's going on this time, they're using the plasma membrane therapy, something like that. So which type of cell secrete antibodies? That's the plasma cell. What type of molecules are enzymes? It's the protein molecules. So enzymes are the protein molecules. Which structure controls the hormones secreted by the pituitary gland? It's the hypothalamus. It's controlled by our pituitary gland. So where does gas exchange occur in the human body? As we learned from our, biology class, that gas exchange occur in alveoli. I'm just trying to remember the things that I learned in my biology class. Physiology, I mean. All of the following belong together except which of them? Trachea, bronchi, esophagus, larynx. The answer is esophagus. So esophagus does not belong to larynx, bronchi, or trachea because it's in the upper part. Okay, what lab equipment would most likely be used to measure a liquid solution? So when measuring liquid solution, we use a graduated cylinder. Okay, an atom has 5 proton and 5 neutrons and 6 electrons. What is the electric charge of this atom? The answer is negative. Why? I'll leave it up to you. Okay, which system's primary function is to take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide? It's the respiratory. Which of the following best describes the structures found underneath each rib in descending order? So we have the vein, artery, and nerve, because nerve is the bigger one. Oh, vein, artery, and nerve. Sorry. Okay, next, primary function is to filter microorganisms and other orient substances from the blood is the job of the spleen. The process of changing from a liquid to gas is called vaporization. Vaporization. Okay, a nurse wants to investigate how different environmental factors affect her parents' body temperatures. Which tool would be the most accurate the nurse conducts her investigation? The answer is thermometer. Okay, which of the following is a protein that interferes with virus production? The answer is interferon. So if there is interference with virus production, the protein that is responsible for it is the interferon. Which of the following does not contain blood vessels? The epidermis. Epidermis, the outer layer of the skin, doesn't have blood vessels. Okay, what structure releases hormones that stimulate the gonads during puberty? Is the hypothalamus. Okay, the hormones. What structure releases hormones that stimulate the gonads during puberty? Is the hypothalamus. Which of the following structures has the lowest blood pressure? Is the vein. Okay, lowest blood pressure is the vein. Okay, which of the heart chambers is the most muscular? It's the left ventricle. Left ventricle is the most muscular chamber of the heart. Which part of the brain interprets sensory information? It's the cerebrum. Cerebrum interprets sensory information. A vaccination is a way of acquiring which type of immunity? As we know that vaccine is an active artificial immunity. Remember that, active artificial immunity. So again, another question, which component of the nervous system is responsible for lowering the heart rate? It's the parasympathetic nervous system. It is responsible for lowering the heart rate. So that's the end of my review, and I will post the link below to the Quizlet that I've got the source of this video, and so you will be able to like study it on your own. And if you don't, if you feel like my what's this, my pronunciation is not really like you can't understand, you just have to like click the link below and leave some comments please, so I can improve my future review videos. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck guys, like we are all in this together. Thank you very much, and bye.